नमस्ते एनी स्वागत छ तपाई हरु सबैले नेपाली लाइफ टॉक्स को अर्को एपिसोड में म छु तपाई हरु को विश्वास एनी आज को टॉपिक पानी एकदमै रिलेटेबल छ स्पेशली फॉर ऑल द यंग पीपल आउट देयर हु आर जस्ट स्टार्टिंग देयर करियर्स और अर्निंग देयर ओन मनी। So imagine this, you've just landed your first job, or maybe you've finally started earning a decent income from your business or freelancing. There's this huge sense of accomplishment, excitement, right? You are thinking about all the things you can do with your hard-earned money, maybe save for that dream trip, invest in your education, buy that gadget you've always wanted, or simply enjoy your financial independence. But then, suddenly, there's this unspoken expectation, this subtle pressure that looms large. And that, my friends, is the Ghar Kharcha dilemma. How do you navigate supporting your family, contributing to household expenses, while still chasing your own dreams, building your personal future, and not feeling totally drained or guilty about it? Yo question le dhere le sataye ko cha, I know. And that's exactly what we are going to talk about today. Yo topic ma openly discuss garnu dhere important cha, because it's a huge part of being a young Nepali adult. Okay, so let's dive deeper into the problem itself. The Ghar Kharcha dilemma isn't just about money, is it? It's a complex mix of responsibility, love, gratitude, and sometimes a little bit of guilt and frustration. On one hand, you love your family, you are grateful for everything they've done for you, and you genuinely want to support them. After all, they sacrificed so much to get you where you are today. On the other hand, you have your own aspirations, your own goals. Maybe you want to pursue higher education abroad, start a business, save for a down payment on a house, or simply have some financial freedom to explore your interests. The pressure can come in many forms. Sometimes it's direct, yo mahina ghar ma paisa kam cha, timile dinu paryo. Other times it's more subtle, a parent casually mentioning a neighbor's child who sends a lot of money, or a sibling needing money for school fees. You feel this immense obligation, and saying no or even negotiating feels like you are letting them down. It can lead to feeling stuck, overwhelmed, and like your personal dreams are constantly being pushed to the back burner. It's a constant tug of war between immediate family needs and your long-term personal goals. Any yo struggle le mental health ma pani impact karna sakcha. You start questioning your choices, or even feel resentful, which is something nobody wants to feel towards their own family. So, why does this happen so much in our society? What are the roots of this dilemma? First and foremost, it's about our cultural context and deep-rooted family values. In Nepal, family ties are incredibly strong. The concept of joint families, though slowly changing, still influences our mindset. There's this inherent understanding that children are expected to take care of their parents in their old age, just as parents took care of them. It's a cycle of support. Parents sacrificed for us, now it's our turn. This sentiment is deeply ingrained. Secondly, economic realities play a huge role. Many families, especially in rural areas or lower-income urban families, genuinely rely on their children's income. Parents might have limited savings, no pension, or their own income might not be sufficient to cover rising costs of living, education, or healthcare. For many, their children's earnings are not just a bonus, but a necessity for survival and upward mobility. Then there's the lack of financial literacy and open discussion about money. In many Nepali households, talking about money, especially individual earnings and savings, is often considered taboo or simply not explicitly taught. Families might not have a clear budget or an understanding of long-term financial planning. This lack of transparency can make it harder for young earners to communicate their financial situation and aspirations. Social expectations also add to the pressure. What will people say if you don't support your parents adequately? There's often comparison with relatives or friends who send more money or build bigger houses for their parents. This societal pressure can make you feel like you are constantly under scrutiny, even if your efforts are genuine. And finally, the emotional bond. It's hard to say no to the people you love the most. The love and gratitude towards parents make it incredibly difficult to set boundaries, even when it's necessary for your own well-being and future. Let me share a few examples that I've heard from my friends and listeners. Jasma timi pani totally relate karna sakcha. Take Anjali for instance. She just got a really good job in an IT company. Her dream is to save enough money to pursue her master's degree abroad in a couple of years. But her parents immediately started talking about renovating their old house and investing in her younger brother's private school education, expecting a significant chunk of her salary for these expenses. Anjali feels torn. She wants to help, but she also feels like her own future is being jeopardized. Then there's Sujan. He works at a call center, barely making enough to cover his own expenses in Kathmandu. But his entire salary pretty much goes towards daily household expenses, his father's ongoing medical bills, and his mother's small loan payments. Sujan has always dreamed of starting a small online business, but he feels like he can never save even a single rupee for it. He's exhausted and feels trapped. And Ramesh, he earns quite well, actually. He contributes a lot to his family, even though his parents are not entirely dependent on him. But he constantly feels like he's not doing enough. His parents still compare him to a cousin who sends a lot of money from abroad, even though Ramesh is physically present, helps with errands, and is always there for them. This comparison makes him feel undervalued and frustrated despite his contributions. These are just a few scenarios, but they highlight the deep emotional and financial struggle many young Nepalis face. So, what can we do about it? Is there a way to balance these responsibilities and aspirations? Yes, there is, but it requires courage, planning, and most importantly, communication. 1. Open communication is key. This is probably the most crucial, yet often the hardest step. You need to sit down with your family, parents, siblings, and have an honest, open conversation about your finances, your aspirations, and your limitations. It's not easy, but it's necessary. Explain your personal goals. Say something like, Mummy Daddy, Ma timiharu le support garna chahanchu, tara mero pani future ko lagi ke hi plans chan. Ma pani mero education ma invest garna chahanchu mero business suru garna chahanchu. Be respectful but firm. 2. Budgeting financial planning. This is essential for everyone, but especially for you. Know your income and expenses, track where your money is going. Allocate a specific amount for Ghar Kharcha, decide on a fixed, reasonable amount you can contribute each month without compromising your own goals too much. This brings predictability. Prioritize personal savings investments, make saving for your own future a non-negotiable expense. Pay yourself first. Even if it's a small amount, consistency matters. Help your family budget. If they are open to it, maybe you can help them understand their own expenses and find ways to cut costs or manage money better. 3. Set healthy boundaries. It's okay to say no sometimes or to negotiate. You don't have to agree to every request. For example, I can contribute X amount this month, but Y amount is for my education fund, which I cannot touch. Learning to say no without guilt is a skill you'll need to develop. Remember, boundaries are not about rejecting your family, but about protecting your own well-being and future. 4. Gently educate your family. Explain the importance of personal savings, long-term investments, and financial independence, not just for you, but for the entire family's future stability. Perhaps help them explore other income sources if possible, like a small home-based business or renting out an unused room. The goal is to move towards a state where the family is less solely dependent on one individual's income. 5. Differentiate between needs and wants. Help your family understand what's truly essential and what can wait. Sometimes, family members might have unreasonable expectations for luxuries or unnecessary expenses. It's okay to gently push back on these. 6. Involve siblings. If you have siblings, discuss sharing the responsibility of Ghar Kharcha. Financial support shouldn't fall on just one child's shoulders if there are others who can contribute. A collective effort is always better. 7. Don't forget yourself. This is super important. Prioritize your mental health, personal growth, and financial independence. You can't pour from an empty cup. If you burn out or can't achieve your own dreams, you might not be in a position to help anyone in the long run. Self-care is not selfish, it's necessary. 8. Seek advice. If you are really struggling, talk to a trusted elder, a mentor, or even a financial advisor. Sometimes an outside perspective can offer valuable insights and strategies. Ultimately, the Ghar Kharcha dilemma is a journey, not a destination. It's about finding a balance that works for you and your family, and that balance might shift over time. It requires patience, empathy, and a lot of courage to have those difficult conversations. But remember, your dreams are valid, and your future matters. Supporting your family doesn't mean sacrificing your entire life for them. It means finding a sustainable way to contribute while also building your own path. So, for all of you out there grappling with this, know that you are not alone. It's a universal struggle for young Nepalis, and it's okay to feel overwhelmed sometimes. Be kind to yourself, communicate openly, plan wisely, and remember that you are doing your best. What are your thoughts on this? How do you manage your Ghar Kharcha responsibilities with your personal aspirations? Share your experiences, tips, and struggles in the comments section below. We'd love to hear from you and learn from each other. If you found this episode helpful, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends who might be going through the same thing, and definitely subscribe to Nepali Life Talks for more honest conversations about life, career, and everything in between. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Until next time, take care and keep dreaming big. Namaste.